Live chat. Look at that. Less than 10 seconds in again. Oh, just me and you tonight, Paul. Everybody else is watching baseball. Like idiots. It's okay. People can like what they like. People can pretend to like baseball if they've most of Canada right now is pretending to like baseball. Steve's here. Not a baseball fan. I said, I think it was Gretchen actually that left a comment on something about how she was watching the baseball game and missed the whatever or whatever. And I said, baseball. I said, baseball is the tomato soup of sports. I honestly don't even think baseball is a sport. You can't call baseball a sport. If you can play 2 games of it in the same day with the same players, that's not a sport. You can play a season is like 200 games long. That's not a sport. It would be the first win if Toronto does it. No, they won. I remember it was a big deal. They won back Joe Carter, and then the jumping. A lot of Canada is pretending like they give a shit about baseball right now. Go Jays. Yeah, it's fine. You can pretend like you care about baseball. It's fine. It's not a sport. Oh. That's right. They backed. I remember. John Olerud at first base, baby. And Joe Carter with the home run and the jumping. And Cito Gaston managing the team. I remember some names. Okay, in what way is that boomer thing to say? The baseball's not as... Are you watching the baseball game vertical, Pinnell? You got it on the TikTok? You got your YouTube Shorts feed playing you the baseball game vertically? Like you like them? Like you like your videos? I have, if you want a mediocre piece of food that costs you too much money, if you want a not good enough sandwich for what you paid for it. I've never been on TikTok. You know what I mean. Roger Clemens on the juice. Yeah, they were all on the juice. 3rd inning starting. Okay, you only got another 3 hours of that shit. Dude, I'm going to throw the ball to that guy. And if you hit it when it's on its way to that guy, my guys over there are going to go get it. And I'm going to throw it 400 times. That guy over there is just going to stand around for a couple hours because nobody hit it to him. Like, he's out there watching TikTok, waiting for the ball to come. Like, I like the Subway tuna fish. Tuna fish bothers me more than it should as a term. Spinach, green peppers, onions, black olive. Ew. Ah! Oh. Wow, that's a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be on a sandwich. I got the meatball marinara with the habanero jack cheese, some lettuce, some cucumbers, some ranch dressing, some salt and pepper. I don't eat iceberg lettuce. That's you cannot you. How do you even eat a sandwich? Like you can't even eat a whole 6-inch Subway sandwich, can you, Mister Mini Stomach? You got to split a 6-inch sandwich with your wife. It's lunch/dinner. It's the 6-inch is 2 meals that day. Everybody, I mean, the only reason I'm eating this is because it was on the way home, and I was a little bit late getting out of work. Don't feel like cooking and don't really have anything to. I mean, I have things I could cook, but none of it I felt like making. I had Domino's a couple of days ago. I enjoyed your honesty in the video. I mean, I was just talking. That's how I do those ones. I hit start and I just see what happens. But yeah, I mean, there's no point in doing any of this if you're just gonna be make-believing. For me, anyway. Other people can do make-believing. I don't see the point for me personally. Just pretending things. It is what it is. It's like I just start the thing and start talking, just like this. Start the thing, start talking. I did wonder one thing. Okay, you wonder. Go ahead. Wonder away. It's probably a crappy joke about the shop stool, but go ahead. He's deleting it now. How do you eat with a mustache that goes down to your chin? That's what you were wondering? I mean, sometimes a little bit goes in, you just pull it back out. You just keep it out of your way most of the time. Sometimes it's annoying. I will agree. I had to trim mine today because it was getting over my lip. It's annoying. Sometimes. But food's got to go in past it. So yeah. Not too much to say this week, really. I had a productive week. Turned a few things. Did a few admin things, computery things, edited some things. Got my website. We were talking on the show a while ago about how I need to make a place where I can sell my things on the internet. And I wanted to see if Square, my payment processing system, had a website function, and it does. And so I haven't made it. It doesn't have stuff on it yet. But the place exists for once I take all my pictures of all my things, I can put them and people can buy them there. And if people buy them at a market, they can buy them on the thing the same way that I always do, and it'll come off the website. Or vice versa. LJ Woodworks, you made it. You're not watching baseball? Canada's pretending to care about baseball tonight, so. Eric Habakabaka with his green name and his teal star. Atta guy. What else did I do this week? Worked. Turned some things. Had band practice on Thursday. No baseball for you? No baseball for me either. Did some computer work for a well-off guy who paid me and gave me a couple of expensive Cuban cigars. I don't smoke, but oh well, my son does. I never really been a cigar guy. I've smoked cigars, but it's not like every time I smoke a cigar, it feels like an affectation. Feels like, oh, look at me being fancy with my cigar. Like, there's no, I don't know. This is like I feel like I should have a monocle and be like, oh, look, with a jacket, like a suit jacket or something. I don't know. Feels fake. Canada hasn't won the cup in over 30 years. Guess baseball will have to do. Well, I mean, sure. More Canadians have won the Stanley Cup in the last 30 years than Americans have. So there's that. I don't even know. Are there even any Canadians on either one of these baseball teams? Like, we don't care. Baseball, like, there's such a small percentage of Canada that gives a shit about baseball until the Blue Jays, for some reason, like, are doing well. And then all of a sudden everybody pretends like they are a baseball fan. Watch football if it's on, but follow any one team. I don't watch anything when it's on. I don't have cable anymore. I follow a few sports, like, as a fan of the sport. I'll like watch highlights if they're in my way of sports. I used to be a big sports guy. All the sports, all the time. I got over it. Kind of, you know. I would say I'm still a fan of a few sports teams and would watch them had I if I got the opportunity. But don't follow any one team. I dropped cable a few years ago. Yeah, I dropped cable a number of years ago. A decade ago, probably. Just about. I had cable in this house. When I first moved into this house, we got cable for maybe, I don't think, a full year. And that would have been 2016. So I guess I haven't had cable for 8 years, I guess. Ish. Too much life to live to be sitting in front of I haven't watched TV in about 8 years. Wife has one in bed. We have a couple of TVs. Netflix and yeah. Netflix, we have, I think we still have Disney. Didn't we do, we got rid of the Amazon. We may, I can't keep track of the subscription things that we have. We definitely Netflix and Disney because we watch the Marvel things and the Star Wars things. But yeah, I don't watch a ton of screen. I have YouTube sometimes playing in my earpiece, but I'll spend a little bit of time. Like once in a while, I pop on and see what people are making on the YouTube. I watch almost all of Mark Spagnolo's stuff, almost all of it. Matt Cremona, I can watch Matt saw logs for a little bit, but as we sit here and watch you while you sit there and stare at your phone, it's true. But we are actively engaging. That's the difference. You're not actively engaging with the TV show. You're not involved in the process. And like I said, I watch some YouTube, but not very much. I have 311 channels. That's too many. Watch about 5. Yeah, that was the problem. That's why we canceled cable. It's because you had to buy the bundles of packages to get the one channel that you wanted to watch. So it was like your basic package had like 50 channels or something, and you wanted 2 of those. But you wanted one of the ones that came in that bonus package that you had to get 6 of for an extra $10 a month. And then this package, you wanted one of those, and that was another $10 a month. And it ended up just being stupid. I wanted an NFL network. I wanted the Golf Channel. That's all I wanted, really. Those 2 is all I wanted. Other people wanted stuff. But it was ridiculous. $80 a month to watch a grand total of like 3 hours of stuff or whatever? No. Paul's paying me for a pack of Mexican Cokes. I currently do not have a pack of Mexican Cokes. I will spend that on that. That is almost enough. After YouTube takes theirs, that's almost enough for a pack of Mexican Cokes. I appreciate it, my friend. I have a Coke Zero, but it was in my truck all day, and so it's in the fridge until I need to get it out so it can get as cold as I can get it before I need it. Oh, you guys remember? Anybody remember the English walnut sapwood? The 12-inch, inch and a half deep English walnut sapwood piece? I decided it was not deep enough for a chip and dip. So it's like a plate bladder thing. And it is disappointingly bland. It's not, there's just nothing really interesting about this. And it's super light and it's really soft. And I won't do it again, I don't think. It's just not, it's a perfectly adequate platter plate thing, but pretty meh. And yeah, really light and very soft and not fun even. Like if it was more fun, I would be less disappointed in how not pretty It is. I mean, it's fine, but it wasn't fun, and it's not really all that cool. And like the profile's pretty okay, old sort of OG kind of sitch. It's fine, but that's what that turned into. Wife told me to buy a shop fridge. I've been eating boiled eggs for breakfast, and she doesn't like the smell, so she wants me to store them in the shop. There you go. Shop fridge. Cookie plate? Yeah, cookie plate, I guess. It'd be fine with a bunch of stuff on it in the middle of a table. I mean, it's a perfectly fine thing. It's just, I think I was too stoked on what it might be because I was like, English walnut sapwood, that might be rad. No, not really. Not really. Throw paint on it, spin it fast, and seal it. Oh, and just get a splatter. Yeah, I think it's just gonna have to just be a thing that's okay. It's like, I mean, if we're talking about baseball, it's a stand-up single. That has value. It's a stand-up double. I didn't have to slide into second, and I got a double off the wall. It's fine. It's okay. Could stain it and give it some color. Well, I'd have to sand off the oil and everything, and I don't know. Keeltronics is here. How you doing, my friend? Hey, Brian's here. How you doing, man? Haven't seen you for a bit. I'm having a mediocre sandwich I paid too much money for. Bill Krulik just got back from Omaha. Good song by a little band called Counting Crows, called Omaha. I believe that's in Nebraska. Omaha, somewhere in middle America. Right to the heart of matters. It's the heart that matters more. Good song. Saw them live once in Vancouver at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre. Too much going on. Haven't been watching lives much. I haven't been watching much of anything, honestly. We were just talking about that, actually, about how not really actively trying to avoid watching much. I am actively avoiding staring at my phone. And I don't want to scroll. But once in a while I'll pop on to a platform, see what people are up to, and then duck out. About to make garlic bread stuffed with bacon and cheese for lunch. That sounds better than this sandwich. I think I would rather have your lunch than my dinner. The habanero white cheddar or whatever on this sandwich gives it like a nice little back end kick. And it's a meatball sub. Like, I mean, you can't really. So, yeah, it's just not even. It's not good enough. It's not good enough or enough food for how much you pay for it. Subway is dumb for like how much it costs now. Remember $5 footlong subs? It used to be one of those. The meatball used to be in the $5 football sub. Oh, I think I paid $12 for this damn thing. Board handcrafted woodwork. How are you? My son and I replumbed my brother's house in Omaha. My son and I replumbed my brother's house. Okay. Bill Krulik and Sons Plumbing sounds like a company. Bill and Sons. Plumbing. That sounds like a, yep. Spent the day with church friends at the range with the pew-pews. Okay. It's late here in Scotland. Definitely not lunchtime, getting closer to breakfast. Well, then it'd be early. Unless it's late as in like, are you still up or are you up again? Because that makes a difference. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning, it's late if you haven't gone to bed, but it's early if you just got up. Right? That's how I look at it. $1:12 a.m. Okay, that's late. I would say that's late as opposed to early. Once it gets closer to 3, then it could be considered early, but it doesn't matter. Oh, Scotland. I don't know that I get too many Scotlands. I don't know. Have you been here before? I think you've been here before, haven't you? There's not a lot of Scots. Not a lot of Europe. Like, basically North America and Australia for some reason. Subway is way too expensive for what it is now. The other day it cost $15 foot long in New Zealand. Hey, right on. Yeah, right. $15 for a sandwich, and it's not even very good. Like, the reason it used to be good was because it was mediocre, but it was cheap. Now it's mediocre and it's not cheap. I've been here before, but under Michael Wilson, changed the name since launched the YouTube channel. Sweet. I'm assuming that you are doing handcrafted woodwork. So yeah, I put these things together. I am smart. I hope you. It'd be weird if you weren't. That would be a weird name for a channel if you weren't doing handcrafted woodwork. Wheels! Hey, look at this. Land River. Wait, Land Raver. Never mind. I was like, Land River. That's the oxymoron. Land Raver. Okay. Can you give me some recommendations for sharpening system on a budget? No. I can't. I wish I could. I mean sandpaper and something flat. Float glass, or go to a granite countertop place and get a free chunk of cut-off granite countertop, and you spray adhesive sandpaper to it in progressive grits. Yeah, sandpaper on a flat thing is going to be your budget. KFC and Taco Bell are both way out of line also. I think they all are. I think McDonald's is like still the cheapest maybe. But all the fast food places used to be like, sure, you know that you're getting shit food, but at least it was cheap, and now it's not even. So like, did someone mention Australia? That was me. I did that. Pen turner on here. yes, a lot of different things. Got a show at the end of the month. Taking a metric ton of pens. That's a good number. He's a wood turning sharpening. On a budget, freehand. Learn to freehand sharpen on a slow speed grinder. Get a decent slow speed grinder and just figure out your movement. The Wolverine is a great system. I mean, I don't know what a cheap or like what's the budget, because my grinder and my Wolverine jig was maybe like $225. A budget low speed grinder. You don't want to be spinning that grinder wheel faster than about 1750 RPM. So even like a regular bench grinder that's speed adjustable, that'll go slow enough to not burn your steel. And then freehand sharp, you just figure out with your haven't eaten a fast food place in years. Just can't say, yeah, because it's not good. I eat at Applebee's cheaper than McDonald's. I don't think I've been to an Applebee's. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards, Todd. The Amazon variant, the local Wolverine is $275 UK. $300 US for a Wolverine jig. That cannot be right. Go to leevalley.com. I don't know what the international shipping is from Lee Valley, but you can get a Wolverine jig from Lee Valley for like $90, or I don't know what it is exactly, but it's not that. Slow speed grinder is the problem. I have a CBN wheel, just need a grinder and a system. You could do a hand cranky. You get a CBN wheel on a hand cranky with a Wolverine jig. You could do it that way. I use a Wen slow speed grinder and Tormek jigs on it. The Tormek jigs are probably more expensive than my whole rig. Rikon slow speed grinder. Yeah, that's the one I have. The 8-inch slow speed. I've got a CBN 180 and the Wolverine jig. So yeah, with the CBN, I mean, it's getting up in price. I'm just adding money, but Wolverine is $270 US on Amazon. I cannot have paid that much money for this. Maybe it is. Maybe I just completely off my. I feel like it was not that much. Maybe I just had more money at the time that I bought it, and so it didn't feel like as big a. I had just gotten paid, and all my bills happened to be paid at the same time, and so it felt like $90, even though it was $300. That doesn't sound like me. Struggle to find a slow speed grinder over here. Lee Valley sells a hand cranky, and that'll do you, especially if you get a Wolverine jig on the hand cranky. That would probably be a really good system, actually, because you just one hand the Wolverine, and this hand does, well, it would go this way, and then you'd have to be more coordinated. No, I'm not hand crank sharpening, but if we're talking budget, you can do fast, you can do cheap, you can do good. You can pick two. Fast, cheap, good. $92 at Lee Valley. You see? I don't think I would either. I mean, it sounds like it would be great. It's all romantic and stuff with my hand. No. Scots are known to be cheap. Yes, but there's a line and I'm not crossing it. That's fine. You spend all the money you want. I will never tell you not to spend money. You're in the wrong place if you're looking for somebody to be like, whoa, whoa. Don't spend more money on better tools. Like, that's not this guy. Have you seen this bullshit happening up here? I don't need that. I don't need these. I don't. I like them. And I'm happy I bought them. Does Axminster not have something? You would think Axminster would have something. Any advice for first time doing a show, very high-end, whiskey-based, to make sales? My advice to anybody doing shows is to have a wide range of price points. So have your really nice, expensive things, but also have your cheap things and everything in between, because you want to be potentially able to sell something to everybody who looks at your booth. If you only have $100 things, you're cutting out all of the potential sales for people who didn't come here to spend that much money. So cheap things, expensive things, and everything in between. Showcase your expensive things to get people to actually come. Look, like, have them nice and prominent so that people actually go, ooh, and then when they come over and they go, ooh, I can't afford that. But the pen is kind of nice. $20, $30. I can do that. That I can swing. If it's a high-end show, it doesn't matter what kind of show it is, wide range of pricing of things. Have cheap stuff for people to impulse buy. Like, I want to support this person. I don't need $100 or $130 or $200 bowl, but I want to support this person. I will give them $30 for that cheap pen or the keychain or whatever. I'm falling behind. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Or I'm going to try to get caught up. When slow speed grinder looks exactly like Tormac, except okay, yeah, one of the water ones. It's got the we talking Wood River hand planes now? We'll never talk about Wood River hand planes. I mean, we can talk about them. I just can't give any sort of information because I've never had one in my hands, and I probably won't. So slimline pens to high-end fountain pens. Word from organizer: happy drunks with fat wallets looking to spend 50. Oh, if they're gonna drop 15 grand on a bottle of whiskey, they'll drop a couple hundy on a fancy pen. Then, yeah. But I still think you should have the cheap ones, if only to show them how much better the expensive one is than the cheap one. You also want that, right? Especially if you're selling all similar kinds of things. You want people to see why I would spend that much more on that one. Axminster definitely has some duds. I never understood how they marketed to European market or only sold in the UK. I guess there are many companies that I tried to buy like a pretty expensive but not stupid expensive Papper air helmet from Axminster. And they were like, "No, we're not allowed to ship that out of the country." They let me put it in my cart. They let me get to the checkout. It was going to be like 600. It was like $600 air helmet thing. They're like, "We can't send that one out of country." I'm like, "Oh, sweet, thanks." Like even with like $100 in shipping, it was going to be $300 cheaper than a comparable one here in Canada. Mm-hmm. Mediocre sandwich for too much money. If you do, they'll take. Do you if they'll take a CBN? Like, there's a separate conversation happening. Never seen Axminster in the U.S. I do like Hand Tool Heaven, and their prices are great on some items. Hand Tool Heaven sounds like a place I would like to go to. You're in Canada. My what in Canada? See what I did there? Because of the your. Thought you were in the States. Don't do that. Don't put me down there with them. Tormek sells specific CBN for their machines. I did not know that. I thought a Tormek ran a whetstone because it is a wet grinder. Shows what I know. Don't come here to learn. Wet grinder and CBN wheel. That's the chat. I feel like why would you need that? The reason to use a CBN wheel is because it stays cool, like a wet wheel does, without needing to be wet. Isn't that the idea? I don't know why you would need to wet your CBN. I mean, it would stay cooler, I guess. Feels kind of belt and suspenders. I've burned steel on my CBN wheel, though. Like, I have. Have the Axminster friction drive ring center and matching live ring center. Use those all the time. The only time I ever tried to buy something from Axminster, they were like, "We can't ship that out of the country." And I was like, "Okay, well, then I don't really want anything from you." Sorry, and please excuse my slang. Forgot sometimes I'm talking. We're all friends here. As long as you're not going to be a weird, or if you're weird in the right fun kind of way. I am going to pick apart your language use. If you use the wrong "your," I'm going to point it out. It's just a thing. It's not you, it's everybody. Because grinder stones wear and CBN doesn't. Yeah, but what I mean is, I'm not saying what's the advantage of one over the other. I'm saying, why would you need water? for the CBN wheel. Are you just talking about like I've got a wet grinder anyway, so I might as well stick a CBN wheel on it? Okay, sure. Or I've got a CBN wheel and somebody gave me a wet. I just don't know why you would. Because it doesn't wear. Okay, sure. But I don't know if that's worth the $200 or whatever that a CBN wheel is now. Maybe it is. You can decide how to spend your own money. Oh, I'm weird. I mean, if you really want me to go all Scottish, I could do that too. That's the wrong two. That two needs another O on the end of it. I think maybe because I mentioned I can get a whetstone grinder cheap and I have a CBN. Oh, I see. There's a lot of talking, okay? I can't catch everything, damn it. And half the time you guys are just talking to each other. So I don't know. I think I might just hold off on the second half of that sandwich that's not really doing it for me and have myself a cigarette instead. Even though I am really hungry, but just, I don't know why every time I do it, I'm like, why did I do that? But then I do it again. And it's like, I know when I'm ordering it that I'm going to be disappointed. And I do it anyway. Spent $1,000 on a Tormac already and don't want to dress a wheel. Yeah. If you spend $1,000 on a Tormac, why not use the wheel that came on it until you can't anymore? Then replace it with a CBN wheel. Maybe that's what you're talking about. I don't know. You do you. Diet of nicotine is better than food most of the time. I disagree. Food is great when it's good. And nicotine does not. I live not a lot of days. I'm better than I used to be. But there are still days where I am nicotine and caffeine is the only thing running this engine for most of the day. This is the first thing that I ate today. The rest of the day was nicotine and caffeine. Yesterday, same thing. I went from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. on caffeine and nicotine. And I'm trying not to do that. One of my goals, one of my resolutions for the year was to stop doing that and eat better. And I am eating better. I'm fulfilling that resolution, but I'm not eating as well as I had hoped I would when I said that. I live on tea and nicotine. Well, I'm a coffee, but yeah, coffee nicotine is basically, like I said, don't come at me for tea, okay? I won't, because you spelled it properly. I eat once a day. The joys of being an ex-professional chef. You lose the joys of food. I was in food service was my first career. I was a server bartender fella for 16, 17 years. So yeah, I understand that. I did some kitchen stuff along the way, but most of the time I was front of house for 17 years. Fearsome Warrior, look up Still Game. That's the best Scottish program ever. Shows you the proper Scotsman. That is not a good sentence. He's 15 years a chef, lost 4 stone. Well, how many measurements is a stone? Smoke break. Yep. Grammar police. Well, I admit that 17 years in restaurants, followed by a decade as a newspaper journalist, with 2 degrees in the use of the English language. What do you want, pounds or kilos? Either one is better than stone, because I don't know how many anythings a stone is. 1 stone is 14 pounds. Okay. And you lost 4 stone, so it's like almost 60 pounds. Okay. That's a fair bit. In a month, just yeah, that's a lot of. I lost about that much in a month when I fell down and smashed my face and had my jaw wired shut one time in university. Best diet ever. Smashing your face and getting it wired shut while it grows back together. Because you can't. I was living off soup broth and Carnation instant breakfast for 6 weeks, and I think I lost about that. It was not a good way to lose weight. How much are Canadian smokes? Approximate, depending on where you get them and how many packs at a time you're buying, they're about $20 a pack. And now he sells art supplies, amongst other things. I have a diversified portfolio of income. Thank you very much. You can smoke on your channel, just saying. I can, and I mean, we all know that what I'm doing right now, but I don't do it in front of that right there, because who knows with YouTube and all the algorithm and the AIs and the whatever, and they get punished for advertiser friendly et ceteras and whatever. I don't need that. So I take the precaution of just not doing it in front of the thing. Camel smokes are $10 US here. $20 a pack. Yep. $20 a pack. Ish. Like I buy two for just under 20, and because when you buy 2, you get a couple bucks off. I think the full price for 1 pack is like $21.50 or something ish. What would back right paint? Back right paint. Back right paint. The last thing you did for the first time. What was the last thing I did for the first time? I imagine you're talking more substantial than like a Mike's never had this food before segment. Because I frequently eat a food I've never had before. What's the last thing I did for the first time? I had never. No, that's not true. I had never organized an arts festival until this past summer. But that's not entirely true because I had organized similar styles of events. Um, last thing I did for the first time. That's a really good question. Um, I'm gonna have to sit with that one for a little bit, I think. Last thing that I did for the first time. It's a good question. We should do more things for the first time. That's a good question, and now I'm gonna sit with that. Thanks, because now I feel like I should more often do something for the first time. Yeah, that's gonna bother me now. Good work. That is a great question. It's a great question. We should do things more often for the first time. And I can't think of the last thing, like substantial thing, other than, like I said, other than like, I've never had this sauce before, or like, I've never tried this version of Mountain Dew, or whatever. Smoke on camera for the first time. That could be your new thing. I don't want to. Because I don't know what YouTube is gonna do if I do that. I'm gonna get some random checkbox somewhere in the system is gonna be like, don't advertise on this guy's channel because he has smoked or something. Like, I need my 7 senses. I get a 7 cents every time. Do I? No, I get 3.3-ish cents every time somebody watches something, and I need those. You're welcome, and I'm sorry. That's the wrong your. But yeah, you should be sorry, because now I'm gonna be like, damn, I need to do something for the first time. I'm gonna all of a sudden you guys are gonna get news that I died in a fucking bungee jumping accident or some shit. You can eat the chip, and dude, Mike's never been this dumb before. I'm saving that for a special. That's gonna be. I might do that as like a charity thing or something. I don't know. It's used a drum sander. I have used a drum sander. I have not owned a drum sander. I've used one. Skydiving? Yeah, no. I like the plane's fine. The plane's gonna land. I'll stay on it. There was a time in my life where those kind of things would have been for me if I had done them. But unfortunately, during the time of my life where those things would have been for me, I could not afford to do them. Like I vividly remember being pissed off at it being like $80 to bungee jump because I was like, I guess I don't get to. I ain't got no $80. Now I got, it's probably not $80 anymore, but now I could afford to go bungee jumping. Now I don't want to. Now I'm like, nah. Went skydiving in Brisbane, Australia. I know people from there. That's, in fact, one of those guys is here. Smoke on camera for the first time. All the ads on your videos will be about quitting smoking or cancer drugs. Maybe. Rather not. And I think I actually have. I think I went back when I was drinking. I think at one point I was just like, fuck it. I'm pretty sure that happened. It was like, who cares? Fuck the world. Stupid YouTube. Pretty sure that happened. When I came in, it was an ad for resin. Well, at least it's kind of applicable. I hate it when ads, like, I get it, but like, for how much information you guys have, like for how much information YouTube has about what I may or may not be interested in, it's really not very good at showing me ads that are like you don't need to sell me on Lee Valley. You don't. I get it. I know why you think that you should be advertising Lee Valley to me, but like, it's bookmarked on my computer. Like, if I pull up on my phone, if I go to my web browser and I go if I go LE, actually if I go L on a web browser on my phone, the first thing that comes up is leevalley.com. Like, is that where you're going? Because probably. In fact, I need to make another order. Oh. Spent the $10 for no ads. I should do that. I really should. I feel like I would pay the $10 for a YouTube premium account if they would just take it off what they owe me. Like, if there was just like, can you guys just take $10 off of what you're supposed to give me and then give me a Hung Dewey over Lee Valley? Boo! They tried to send me free things to advertise for them. Hung Dewey. And the stuff that they sent me as options, I was like, no, I don't. No, I'm good. No, wait. Never mind. Maybe that wasn't Hung Dewey. I think it was, though. Their stuff is legit. That's the wrong there. I might be wrong. Maybe it wasn't Hung Dewey. I think it was, though. I don't get ads off YouTube either. I run a pie hole server. Your face is a pie hole server. You knew. You should have seen it coming. Watch YouTube on my TV. Cat's Moses stuff. I'm gonna let people like what they like. Yep. I'm gonna let people like what they like. What are you thinking about on the Lee of Valley? I need a couple little things. Because only idiots sharpen their carbide tip turning tools. I need a couple new carbide tips. And you never know what's going to happen when I go to Lee Valley and start looking around. I don't have all of the one-way chuck jaws. You know, there's things. I mean, Hong Dui is developed with Cat's Moses. I know that. Yeah, I get you. Everybody is you like what you like, my friend. There's no. I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your money. I'll tell you how I want to spend my money, and it's not that way. I need to send you the sharpener for carbide tips. No, you don't, because I'm not going to, Paul. That'd be $20. $20 for a new 4 sides. Like every year and a half, I have to spend $20 and then not have to sharpen it. Like, ever? Like, that's fine. I get 4 sides on a carbide tip, year and a half, $20. Like, I'm fine not having to sharpen it. Guessing you don't, I won't pry. It's just no. That's the wrong no. That's the wrong there and the wrong no. The latest honing guide looks amazing. I use a Veritas Mark II honing guide. It's the one that I have. It works good for me. You can't tell me how to spend my money because I don't have any money. I don't have any money either because I keep spending it. But that's what it's for. I mean, it doesn't even exist. First of all, money doesn't exist. So spend it. Cat's Moses tools. I want the marking knife that comes with the router plane. But I do not want the router plane. Can you return just the router plane? You buy it all and then be like, oh, I'm going to return this. Oh, I lost the marking knife. I don't know. $20 for a sharpener and never replace a carbide tip again unless you break it. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. Is that you want to see my square tip carbide right now? I don't know if it's going to show up, but no, it's not. That corner is busted right out. That corner is busted right out. This flat has a giant chip in it. I'd rather change my carbide. I've been turning 2 years still on the first set of carbides. Like I said, 4 sides on this guy. I buy a new one every year and a half. Lee Nielsen sharpening guide is sweet too. I want one someday. Whatever is going to work for you. I'm not going to fight over who's got the best sharpening guide or whatever. Barely used carbide tools on a lathe and I broke one. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they chip out. I did hit my truck with it, probably. Like, happens. You get a little too close to the metal bits, and then off it goes. Whatever, $20, you got a new one. It's fine. It's because you don't sharpen them on a regular basis, and they get dull and catch the wood. You spend your time however you want to spend your time. If you want to sharpen your carbide tips, you go nuts. I don't. I'll pay $20 every year and a half and get a new tip that'll last me a year and a half. You sharpen your sandpaper? Because it'll last a little longer if I sharpen it a little bit. If I sharpen your sandpaper, you probably could. I mean, I guess that's what you're doing when you hit one of those little rubber sandpaper cleaner sticks. I guess kind of you're sharpening your sandpaper when you use one of those. First time I participated in a hang put. I don't think I've ever participated in a hang put. But welcome. I want to get a lathe and do some turning someday, maybe when I get some money. It's important, like, yeah. Unless somebody's giving one away for free, thumbnails also come off when you hit the spinning metal jaws on a lathe. Yes, I suppose they would. I don't think I've ever caught my thumbnail. Oh, maybe I have. With the sanding. Maybe I have. I never ripped one off. I have the Mark II Veritas Guide. It's a good one. I use it when my chisels and irons have gone wonky. Otherwise, it's 20 seconds freehand and back to work. I use it for anything flat. And I don't sharpen often enough. So when I do, it's like, okay, time to sit down and sharpen all my stuff. And it's to get the gear out, and I should do it again soon, probably. I also have to turn, speaking of carbide tips, I probably need to turn the tips in both my jointer and planer. After the maple breakdown, I feel like it's time for both the jointer and planer to get rotated. You're hosting a hang put. Ugh. Ugh. I don't even know. Sometimes I don't know if you guys are doing it on purpose. Technically, what I took the nail clean off. That's unpleasant sounding. Do not underestimate Facebook market jackpots when hoping for a lathe. It's true. Seen some great all-in setups go for nothing. I don't think I've ever seen a good free come take it. Usually when I see those, I'm like, you don't want that. But I've seen decent setups for like $100. We need some more turning tutorials, Mike. Just saying. Really? I mean, I've got lots. I've got lots of turning videos. No, I don't know that any of them I would really consider tutorial. Really. But I'm in the drawing for a one-way 1224 lathe at a local turner group. I didn't know one-way made a lathe that small. You get another free lathe, I'm gonna walk to Texas and punch you right in the throat. You get another free lathe. Hundo, look who's not using proper English. Yeah, well, you know what I meant. Language is fluid. And it's my show. Some more wood turning videos. There's a couple more coming. The English walnut sapwood platter is coming. I got a black walnut bowl ready to go in a video. I gotta make a couple of snowman things. And then there's gonna be like a getting ready for the Christmas market video where I'm just churning out keychains and pens and shit. Probably, maybe, I don't know. I'm a guest, so be nice. You're all guests. If you're not good, like, takes a certain kind of. This is just the kind of place that this is. We join each other to have fun. And as long as it's good natured and we can speak to each other this way because we care about each other. If you're speaking to people this way who you don't care about and you're saying these things in a way that expresses that you don't care about them, this is not the place for you. No punching in throat. Well, then, you know what you've done. They're cutting some of it out on Monday for a biopsy. And then they're going to replace it with some more fucking robot parts. They'll give you a robot throat. Why is your wrench black? It was blue a while ago. Did you become like super moderator or something somehow? What does a black wrench mean? Go on, finish. It takes a certain kind of Scottish asshole to get. No. No. If Mike isn't making fun of you, he doesn't like you. I mean, as long as we're all on the same page, there's a tone involved, right? Like, we're having fun. You'll know if my tone changes and becomes, you'll know. My wrench is blue. No, it's not. Your name is blue. Your wrench is black. On my end. Matt, say something. Is your name still green? I think your name's still green. And you got your teal star. Eric's got a green name and teal star because they are members of the channel, which means that they pay YouTube money to pay me some of that money so that they can have stars and green names. His wrench is blue on my screen. Oh, okay. I guess it's just me then. Scroll up. I did. I know that you did. I wanted you to do it again so I don't have to scroll up. You also have green name and teal star. 60% to YouTube, 40% to Mike. I don't think that's correct. I think it's 70-30. But I don't know. I know that Patreon takes a lower percentage than YouTube membership does. So, in case you're wondering where the best place to give me money is, this is a weird thing to say. I get more of your Patreon membership than I do of your YouTube membership. But it requires you to go to another place. And It's 70/30 for super chats. I think it's memberships too, isn't it? I don't know. Like I said, it shows up in my account. It's not enough. Like, I don't do this for a living. I might know these things if this was like a primary source of income. This is a supplementary source of income for me, YouTube. I make some money from it, which is great, but it's not like, oh no, my YouTube money went down. Now, how am I going to make my truck payment? It's not that kind of money. PayPal takes nothing. PayPal takes something. PayPal takes a cut of the money that goes through PayPal. Absolutely they do. How would they exist as a company? I wanted acknowledgement for my amazing deal on my big pile of ash. So much ash. Hey, sweet. How much pile of ash did you get for how much money? I missed that comment, obviously. I only know from other channels he set up a PayPal so he gets it all, minus the fee for using PayPal. Unfortunately, Patreon also uses PayPal. So when I withdraw my Patreon money to my PayPal account and then take it from my PayPal account, put it in my bank account, it's like I get hit twice, but it's still not nearly as much as the 30% or whatever that YouTube takes. Mike's real job is he's an exotic dancer. Women pay him to put his clothes back on. Yeah, they do. I mean, they would if 80 cents a pound for 100 pounds. Who weighs wood by the pound? What kind of measurement is that for wood? That's a terrible way to sell wood. What if it's like all sopping wet? I don't know if that's a good deal on wood. Maybe it's mostly water. So you're screwed front and center. Wrong you're again. No, I mean it's all money that's coming in. Money doesn't exist, but like Patreon, I think takes 9%. So if you try to give me $10, if you try to sign up for a $10 membership on Patreon, I get 9-ish of it to my PayPal account when I withdraw it, which then takes a little bit. So like it's significantly more than I get significantly more than what I get if you try to give it to me through YouTube. Your YouTuber money allows you to eat fine foods like Subway meatball sub. Yeah, I guess it's true. This could have been YouTube money that bought this. Rockler sales some of the scrap and offcuts by the pound. I don't know if you guys are doing it on purpose or not, but don't start on measurements. I can sell that stuff here. Shall we talk metric versus imperial, board feet versus per stick? I mean, as long as you understand the system, it doesn't matter what system you use. Fahrenheit is dumb as shit, but board feet, cubic meter, whatever, imperial, metric, inches, centimeters, millimeters, fathoms, like whatever you understand, it's fine. But when you start telling people that you lost 4 stone, Like you gotta acknowledge the fact that not everybody knows what that fucking means. Wood from the Hood. I've heard of that place. I don't know why I've heard of that place. That's in Minnetonka. It's like an urban logging milling operation. Stack of chair seat blanks, 8/4. Filled your trunk with 8/4 chair seat blanks of ash for a hundo. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't understand board feet and anything less than a 1/4 inch on tape. I'm screwed. A board foot is super easy if you know what 12 inches looks like. As soon as you know what a foot looks like, a board foot is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 inch. It's like, it's a cubic foot of wood is a board foot. So a 6-inch wide board, 1 inch thick, 2 feet long, 1 board foot. So you understand millimeters. Finally, someone else who's measuring in Celsius. Everybody except the fucking Americans are measuring in Celsius. Oh, and what did we figure out? Liberia and Myanmar and the States. $30 by $30 by 2.5. Sure, if that's how you want to do it. Wouldn't a cubic foot be 1 foot by 1 foot? Yeah, I guess. So a foot by an inch is a board foot. A foot by a foot would be 12 board feet, I suppose. You're right. I misspoke. A foot by an inch is a board foot of wood. So a foot by 2 inches is 2 board feet. You measure it when you start getting into the math of it, it's stupid. But if I go to the store and I'd measure a board, I go length by width by depth divided by 144. Because that's 12 by 12. Water boils at 100 and freezes at 0 at sea level. Just misspelled a word trying to outwit a spelling Nazi. Yeah. It happens. I'm so confused. This blank of London, this bowl blank of London Plain came out of a 2-inch by 7-inch piece of wood. So it's 7 inches this way. It's 2 inches this way. 7 by 7 by 2. And it is 0.68 board feet. This piece of walnut right here is, I don't have a tape handy. It's about, let's pretend that it's a foot across. If it was a foot by 2 inches deep, it would be 2 board feet of wood. And if it was priced at $14 a board foot, that piece of wood would be $28. One inch thick, 12 by 12 equals one board foot. Do I have a better example? It's not that complicated. Once you like get it figured, like sure at the start you're like, what is this? But you just the length by width by thickness divided by 144 times the price per board foot is how much you pay. Fahrenheit and Celsius. Science, sure, but weather? Yes. Differences are too small. Differences are not too small. 10 degrees Celsius is the difference between suffering without a coat or overheating. No, it isn't. What 10 degree, what range of 10 degrees is the difference between suffering without a coat and overheating? Tell me that. Is it from 0 to 10? No. You're not overheating at 10 degrees. Is it 10 to 20? No. And what's 1.44? No, just 144 is the divided by. So if we go 12, say, let's use one board foot as an example. We got a board 12 inches wide by 12 inches long by 1 inch thick. That's a board foot, right? 12 times 12 times 1 is 144. Divided by 144 equals 1. A 6-inch wide board, 24 inches long, 1 inch thick, is 6 times 24 times 1 is 144. Divided by 144 equals 1. So if I measure a board and it's 8 inches wide by 80 inches long by 1 inch thick, that's 8 times 80, that's 640, divided by 144 equals how many board feet of wood is in that board. Multiplied by the price per board foot is how much you pay. All right. Bye, Paul. Next weekend, yes, I think. Pretty sure. The range is 1/3 larger. So what? It's still stupid. $40 to 50 Fahrenheit, whatever that is in Celsius. That's approximately not cold in Celsius. What's that? I don't even know what that is. Like a dozen degrees or so? All AI say, nope, is I'm glad I buy my wood by the slab or per meter length. Sure, you buy your wood however they're going to sell it to you. Here's another one. So it's fun. You know what's fun is when you're used to buying wood by the board foot and then you go someplace and they're selling it by the linear foot. And now you're trying to figure out if it's a good price but you have to do the board foot yourself to convert it. So you're selling by the linear foot, like 2x6s or whatever, by the linear foot at $8 an LF. And now you got to translate it into board feet to know whether or not that's a good price. Why don't they calculate wood in board meters? It's a good question. I think it just because we just adopted the stupid American system. We've talked about how Canada is dumb with its measurements before. We just mishmash everything together. We don't use stone because that's ridiculous. But like we do pounds and ounces for like small things. And then once it gets big, then we start going into kilograms. And same with distances. It's like inch, foot, yard, sometimes meter. Or height. Like I'm about 6 feet tall. I don't know how many centimeters that is. But a building we do in meters. People we do in feet. I don't know. Canada's just like we picked certain things. We're like, I like feet and inches for people height, but I like meters for building height. I hate when I see a board I want that is linear feet, but there's a big corner missing and they still charge you for that. They do that for board feet too, my friend. Big ass hole in the middle of it where a knot came out. You're paying for that. Or it's like, it's 8 inches, it's live edge or something, and it's like 8 inches wide at one end, but then it goes down to like 5 and then back to 8 or whatever. They're charging you for the 8. You just have to figure out whether the price of that board makes that board worth it to you. And it's only you can decide that. And if it's for a client, they're paying it. And it's agreed upon that they're paying it, or you're not making it. The rounding for board feet is against you too. Yep, it is. They always round it up when they're measuring things. It's like it's supposed to be 86 inches long. It's not, but they're going to tell you it is because that's what it was supposed to be. So 7.8, 7 3/4 inches wide. They're probably going to charge you for an 8 foot wide or an 8 inch wide board. A heap of people in hospital being hit by hail. What? And one young lady died from being hit by lightning. Shit, where you are? I feel like I missed part of a conversation. Damn. We missed it too. Came through the back and split on a range we have out there further towards Toowoomba. I like Toowoomba. That's a cool sounding place. I would visit Toowoomba. I might live in Toowoomba. No, spiders. Nope. Fucking Australian and their giant ass spiders. Nope. Jink of like calling a board 2 inch by 6 inches, but it's actually 1.5 by 5.5. Well, they don't call it 2 inches by 6 inches. They call it a 2x6. And a 2x6 was its initial dimension before it was surfaced on four sides. That I get. It was a 2x6 when it was raw. If you're buying raw lumber, it should be 2x6. It should be 2 inches by 6 inches. But when they surface it, when they fire it through a four-head molder to give it the, then it's going to be 1.5 inches by 5.5. They're still going to call it a 2x6. You're paying for the sawdust that came off it. 4-inch hailstones yesterday. Well, maybe it killed a couple of those spiders. Does a 4-inch hailstone even kill one of your guys' spiders? Mikey B. It's called nominal. I know what it's called. You just missed an entire conversation. Don't come in here late and start. Come in here late and start spouting off about what boards are called, measurements. Mr. works at a lumber yard. The hail kills some wild cats. Yeah, it should. Fucking cats. The spiders were throwing the 4-inch hailstones. They might have been. They might have been. It's just about time for another one of those cigarette things. Oh, it's going off the rails again. In case anybody doesn't know, my friend Mikey B, who plays drums in my band, works at a lumber yard, but they don't sell anything good. It's funny. It's not the kind of lumber yard that woodworkers. It's like a construction lumber yard, right? If you want some soft ass coniferous wood, that's where you go, because you want to support the guys who employ your buddy Mike. If you want to make a piece of furniture or anything that's a decent quality, hail pretty much destroyed a town out there. Damn. Yeah, 4-inch hail is no joke, man. Like 1-inch hail is no joke. All construction grade generic crap. But that spruce is something. Get that sweet Douglas fir. They do have Douglas fir. If you want the worst wood on the fucking planet to work with, you can go pick some up at Mikey B's place. Worst wood on the planet. I might be exaggerating. I haven't worked with every wood on the planet. But man, Douglas fir, it's got to be up there. It's like, we'll take some really hard wood and we'll put it next to a marshmallow. And then we'll put another strip of really hard wood, and then we'll put it next to a marshmallow. We'll just non-kill dried timbers and KD nominal lumber of most sizes. You sound like an ad right now, Mike. Come on down and get your killed and dried. They were kind enough to supply the wood for the stage of the arts festival that I put on this summer for $0. And that is where I purchased my softwood. If they're open, the problem is when I need a stick of softwood and it's not, like, it's 7 o'clock at night. Or on a Monday. Wait, you're open Monday. Sundays? I don't think they're open Sundays. I think cottonwood should be the worst. Like a straw made out of sponge. Is that what we cut down outside the house? Because, yeah, that was kind of like a straw made out of sponge. Cottonwood is the greatest contribution to wood pulp for paper production. They can grind it up and make it into paper then. Yeah. That's what they should do with Douglas fir. No, it's great structural wood. If you're still making wooden bridges and stuff, like, yeah, sure. Timber framing houses, sure. We're open Monday and through the week and Saturday. Just don't work Monday anyway. And who the hell needs to buy lumber at 7 o'clock at night? That sounds like a you problem. It absolutely is. Are you open on Sunday? Because Sunday would be a pretty good day to be open to sell wood to people. But I'm not your market anyway. You don't. When I roll in to buy 3 sticks of wood, you don't give a shit about the 3 sticks of wood. This is not. I could just have the 3 sticks of wood and it would not even, like, you're selling wood to people making houses and fucking apartment buildings and shit. They don't care about the 3 sticks of wood that I need on Sunday. Cottonwood, spelled wrong, after often gignatic trees. Matt. We had knee that was a 10-foot diameter, 200-foot high. That was a problem, Matt. That sentence. How many good words did that have in it? I get the gist of it though. That was a big ass tree. Closed Sunday, would you also like our hours? No, because I know that you're not late enough. Because you're selling to people that are making apartment buildings and houses. Makes sense. It's your business model. You don't need to care about this guy needing 3 sticks. Gonna say goodnight all. My iPad battery is dying, but I'm watching on the TV. Oh, so you're not gonna be able to type anymore because you can't type on your TV. Okay. Let's start making fun of him because now he can't fight back. I was trying to type fast to open this candy bar. It's a good idea. I could go for a chocolate bar. Let's see what I got. I still got 2 Tony's Chocolate Onlys. I also got a 4-pack of Mars bars, but we'll go with whatever green is. It's the next in line in the Tony's Chocolate Only Rainbow Pack. What do we got? Green is, dark green. Milk chocolate. I can't read that. Hazelnut. Milk chocolate hazelnut? What's the blue one? Is just pure dark chocolate. I guess I'll do this. It's fine. It's the next one in order. Hazelnut. Dark chocolate hazelnut. Okay. I was excited, but now I'm not really excited. It'll be fine. I don't really like nuts in things. I like just nuts in my mouth. Yeah, I said what I said. And hazelnut is not one of the better ones. It's fine. Yeah, it's a night of disappointing food. Subway, and then hazelnut chocolate bar. I got peanut butter pretzels. I think still the highest scoring. Mike's never had this food before in the history of the show. I'm not a nuts in chocolate kind of guy. Nope. I will crush like a kilogram of cashews out of the bucket. I don't want nuts in things. I just feel like if I want to eat nuts, I'll just eat. If I want to put nuts in my mouth, I'll put nuts in my mouth. I don't want you to put them in the thing that I'm putting in my mouth. Yeah, you heard me. Suggested chuck jaw progression. Default or straight, then you dovetail. Nope. Number 2. Number 3. Number 1. None of which are dovetailed for me. They got the ridgy kind. The ridgy, grippy kind. And I'll go 2, 3, 1. And then tower jaws, which are like 3s that are extra. These are my tower jaws. They're just right here on this chuck. These are my tower jaws. They're like a number 3 size with extra girth. Some people like dovetailed Chuck, I've never had a problem with my ridgy grippy kinds. Ridgy grippies on the inside, ridgy grippies here. And then, I mean, my pen jaws are pretty exclusively pen jaws. That's why they're called that. Eco Woodcraft. How you doing? Had to stop eating those pretzels because I couldn't stop. They're good. I go through, when I go to Costco, usually I'll buy 3. And I'm go to Costco like maybe just under once a month. So like every 5-ish weeks, I'll go through 3 of these. I don't care. I'm not embarrassed about it. Hey, Mike, wave at the camera if I can turn my volume back up yet. This is up to you, my friend. You just don't want to listen to me eat my chocolate bar? Nom, nom, nom. Different sized, I guess, all straight like the ones that come with the... Yes. I like straight jaws. I have the Nova that I got, the Nova chuck that I got as part of the Nova lathe that I bought. I still haven't used them because I've got my talons, so I still have not used the dovetail jaws on my Nova chuck because I haven't used my Nova chuck. Some people like dovetail jaws. I don't have a problem with my ridgy grippies. So Biwacha, that's crazy. That is a crazy coincidence that I just talked about the lathe that I bought from you. Pretty sure that Biwacha I taught at a turning class and then bought his Nova when he upgraded to the Laguna. And then the bearings went, by the way, like really quickly. And I had to replace them, but it made for another video. And now it's down at the Crow's Nest. It's my main teaching lathe now. Because the Laguna is back. For those of you who are not up to date, the Laguna is back in the shop, and the Nova is now my main teaching lathe down at the Crow's Nest. Oh no. I mean, it happens. Like, they need to be replaced. Lathe bearings go. But it's like when you buy a used car and then the fuel pump goes like a week later. You're like, there was no way to know. It's not like it's not like I got ripped off because you knew the bearings were going to go. You couldn't know. Because it was rocking just fine, and then it just all of a sudden started going tick 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 tick. But they're pretty easy to replace. That was a month ago video, give or take. I was replacing the lathe bearings on my Nova. Your old Nova. Did you ever get your Laguna sitch figured out? Is the question. Because I didn't talk him into upgrading. He used my Laguna and decided to upgrade, and then he got a bunk one. I'm at the point where I need lathe accessory storage to be better. Yeah, I hear that. I almost need like a jaw cupboard, like chucks and jaw rack. My tools almost all fit in my tool cab rack, but chucks and jaws and like tool rests and other accoutrements is not a great storage situation. 3 cardboard boxes with chisels lying across them haphazardly. Not a great solution. It's true. That doesn't sound awesome. Sounds like you need at least a cab rack. And I have a 2-part video series on the making of that, in case you want to learn how. Weren't you the guy that also had like stacks of totes of things in your bathroom, and that's where you had to go to find your sandpaper? Was that you? Laguna's working good now. Okay, sweet. Bearings were bad, and the main issue was the wiring in the digital display area shorting out. The wiring, yeah, I've heard about some wiring issues. My forward reverse switch is still just right at the edge of needing replacement. Like sometimes it doesn't go when you click it, but then you just kind of hit it harder a couple of times and it'll But I have Paul Waldrop, friend of the show, sent me a replacement. I just have yet to replace it because it hasn't completely given out yet. How big is your bandsaw table? 12 by 16-ish. It's bigger than that. All right. It's 16. 16-ish by 21-ish. It's 16 and a bit by 21 and a bit. Why? I'm lining up to do a Raycon 10326 review shortly. Either this coming week or before Christmas. Laguna was good to deal with. Basically sent part after part till the issue was resolved. Yeah, wasn't it Woodworks that was the problem dealing with it? Because weren't they like, nah? I've heard that Laguna used to be really shit to work with in terms of like their customer support, but I haven't heard that said by anyone who has dealt with them in the last few years. Like it feels like they've really sort of got that part of things figured out at this point. Because I think that was the main complaint against Laguna for a long time, was their customer support. And I think they went, you know what? People are talking. Maybe we should like do something about that. Hey, sorry, I'm still here. Don't be sorry you're still here. I'm not sorry you're still here. Kids decided it was time to wake up at 2:50. Well, time to start your day. Wood to Works was great. I thought you told me that they were just kind of like meh, too bad. Maybe not. I haven't been to bed yet. Yeah, that was the joke. Are you moved? Did you go to? Didn't you have to? You, not have to, but weren't you gonna relocate? I should. You don't have to talk about it. I don't know. I never got an update. You said you were there was a plan to be moving, but then I didn't know if that had actually like happened. Not you, bored, handcrafted. There's other people here too, you know. I'm talking to Bawacha. He used to live here. I taught him bowl turning and then bought his lathe when he upgraded. But he was like, oh, I'm moving soon. In the prairies now. Ugh. Ugh. Not even the good part. There's no good part. It's all garbage. I'm just kidding. It's great. I love that I grew up out there, but man, it's cold, and then it's hot, and then it's fucking cold again. Curious what the largest square material you would handle pushing yourself. Through the bandsaw? 4 foot long and 6x4. Oh, I would do that. Yeah. Well, I mean, those pieces of maple that I was sending through it in the video like a month ago, they were just shy of 12 inches tall, but like 14 wide. See, like there was some big hunks of wood going through that. I would have no issues. 4 feet long, 6x4. Yeah, absolutely. No problems there. Tipping over the bandsaw bad. I imagine it would be, yeah. You're using a little benchtop guy? Yeah, that's a different story. Getting settled into the new place, missed the island. Ugh is right. Yep. Yeah, because you made a terrible decision with your life. No, it wasn't. I think it was like a family. You're going to be closer to wife's family or something, right? So that the grandkids could be with their grandparents and whatnot. So that's, there's you suffer for your kids. We ran some really big stuff through. Yeah. Those maple ones, like literally, a couple of them were full on 12 inches tall by at least that wide by 5-6 feet long. Adding table is probably necessity. I think if you're just on a little bench top bandsaw, it's not designed for that kind of work. You bolt it down to its surface, and then some in-feed and out-feed support of some kind. Or, I mean, at 6 feet long, you push for the first 3, and then you go around the back side and you pull for the back 3. And as long as the weight is going directly down, and you're not pulling or pushing faster than the blade is trying to cut it, should be okay. It's just that machine is not designed for that kind of operation, my friend. if it is a benchtop. I don't know what saw we're talking about. Oh, 2 hours and 11 minutes in. I think maybe we'll start to get this thing wrapped up. It feels like it's slowing down. I feel like I'm slowing down. What else should we talk about? Anything more important that we need to talk about? More turning videos coming. Show you again. I got. Oh, how about this one? How about this one 2 weeks ago, eh? With the quilty maple. You guys watch that one? This is a lovely little dish. And then we got the English walnut sapwood platter coming. That one's in the editor and basically edited and ready to go. Then we've got the black walnut with the sapwood side, the darkest, least creamy sapwood I've ever. Nice hard line of creamy sapwood, and then into like an ombre fade type stuff happening over here. This is a beautiful piece of this as well. So those are both basically ready to go in terms of video releases. Bandsaw review. I want to do a cheap gifts for woodworkers video soon, before Christmas, obviously. And I'm getting back to work on the guitars this coming week to get those wrapped up so that I can get working on Sean's bass guitar and so on and so forth and whatnots. So glued up 6x4 fir to make bigger chunky pieces. My bandsaw is floor standing but wimpy. Looking at upgrades. Ruled out Laguna after reviews from a few people I follow. 2 6x4 glued together to get 5x5, 5.5 by 7. What are you making that you need these big chunky chunks? Who are you talking to that is ruling you out on the Laguna? Because right now, I think the 14BX would probably be pretty high on my list. I like the 10326. I wish it had a foot brake. But the 10326, like Ultra or whatever the shit it's called now, that has a brake function of some kind on it. I don't know what kind of money you're looking at spending on a bandsaw either, so. I know that Rikon makes a model, the 326 size with a brake. And I would get that. I would have a strong look at it anyway. Could also look at, oh, you guys got King Industrial? Canada, that would be sort of where I would go after, well, even possibly before either of those other companies. The King Industrial makes good equipment. That's my jointer, is a King Industrial. And their bandsaws look good. Anyway, let's get tonight wrapped up, I think. I'm tired. I got to teach tomorrow. Teach pen turning tomorrow. I think I'm prepped for it, though. I don't think I need to actually do any prep work. And everything's down there. So that's good. Then I'm shaving those down and cutting tenons too. Final dimensions I want 4x6-ish. You're making workbenches or something. Trestle workbenches. Few of them. I've become a fan of Albert Klein and Shea Alexander. Okay. What? Yeah. Trestle workbenches. Okay. That's fun. Okay, see you next weekend. We'll be here Saturday night, 5:45 my time-ish. Yeah, I guess that'll do it for tonight. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Be kind to each other. I'm gonna try to figure out something I've never done and then do it because of that question earlier. What was the last thing you did for the first time that I couldn't answer? Makes me want to be able to answer it. So, yeah, I'm going to try to figure out what that could be. Big legs, then tenons. That sounds like more bandsaw work. You just need a better bandsaw, my friend. Go drop a couple grand on a bandsaw. Just go throw a couple $1,000s at the problem, okay? God. There's space to walk out there. Yeah, that's a good sign. As long as everything just didn't go into totes and go into your bathroom. Good night, everybody. All right, later, man. I'll see you on Thursday, I guess, at the latest. Probably, unless we cancel jam night again. Interesting jam night this week. We played a pretty cool version of Phil Collins in the Air Tonight at jam night this week. That was fun. It was like better than it should have been too. I'll see you tomorrow morning when I catch up on a backlog of episode of your awesome woodworking show that everybody should be liking and giving thumbs up for. It's a good point. Everybody should be doing that and watching the back catalog again if they haven't watched it twice. All right, that's it. Bye for now. Till we see you again.